Good afternoon. This is a Commissioners Board meeting on March 5th, 2025. We are entering executive session at this time at 2:02 under Rachel.
We are going into executive session under ORS 192660 sub 2 sub D to conduct deliberations with persons designated by the governing body to carry on labor negotiations.
Thank you very much. Okay, welcome back. We recessed for an executive session. We are reconvening the board briefing at 2:40 p.m. and we have a presentation from our treasurer.
Excellent. Thank you, commissioners. Debbie, could you make me a presenter?
On my way to do that.
Okay, help me find. It's only 13. So as many of you know, 5 years ago, we attempted to replace our current accounting system. Things didn't fall right. It didn't go well, so it didn't. We looked.
Please.
Oh, I'm sitting right in front of you. We took a look at our current accounting system software over the last couple of years, listened to a couple of presentations from MIP and their cloud-based system, and the features that we use now were not available to us in the cloud. So every couple of years, they reach out to us. You want to see our presentation again? Okay. So this year we did, and they finally fixed some features that we use on a regular basis that ensure efficiencies and accuracies within our office. So before you is a MIP Fund accounting upgrade proposal. Where's the next button? Our current on-site accounting software is outdated. IS spends about 16 hours per year updating MIP at each user workstation. About 8 hours per year are spent backing up the software manually, and there's zero visualization or dashboard capabilities available in our current software. Okay, well, if it catches up. The Treasurer's Office is requesting to migrate to the cloud with MIP. Migration would take less than a day, which means executive users would only need to be out of it for maybe a day is what they told us. And the upgrade includes multiple operating enhancements, including customizable dashboard, visualization tools, importable bank reconciliation, integrated budget module with Excel capabilities, and updated reporting capabilities and search functions. So this kind of gives you an overview of what our current home screen looks, which you can retain the current look as it is, or you can work in the cloud, which is the home screen next to it, which shows visualizations that I think a lot of department heads or accounting managers that are using the MIP currently would greatly appreciate.
I'm amazed that the migration would take less than a day.
So are we.
Yeah.
The dashboard customization reports include trend analysis, net income year over year, actual expense versus budget expense, revenue by designation, expense by designation, year to date net income, and cash balance. So these would be able to show in live time, not the monthly reports or if somebody calls and asks for a report on a daily basis. Other enhancements, automatic backup that will be cloud-based. Jeff will definitely like not having to back it up every once in a while. There's a multi-factor identification, which we do not have now. There are automatic updates. They're just done up in the cloud. It also allows for attachment storage with encryption, which I think might alleviate some of the storage problems where we're digitally saving all of our vouchers now. Streamline reporting features, including better search criteria and clear reporting outline, and an Excel integrated budget interface, which would be really, really nice. Our current cost savings from upgrading to MIP Cloud, our current MIP on-site, and this includes the annual support from IS. Their cost is about $19,000. Our first year cost migrating to the cloud was 3,500, 3,400 the migration. 3,250 for the migration, and then 3,500 for one. Those are both one-time costs for training. And then the ongoing cost would be about 12,600 with the 4% inflation. We currently pay about 11,000, 10,400 something, which includes general fund and the health department.
Are any of these costs passed on through the indirect cost allocation? Yeah.
So our plan, MIP Cloud Update, is a cost-effective upgrade to our current accounting system. We've tried for years. We know a full-blown accounting system is expensive. When we did look at it, I think we were looking at about $750,000. And given the county resource constraints, it's a practical choice to get enhanced accounting features at a cost savings overall to the county. Actions and efficiencies that would be enabled by the upgrade are expanded access to user-friendly reports, automated visualization reports with live data, MIP training to staff for optimal utilization of software capabilities, fully integrated budget module to create budget spreadsheets efficiently and with live data, free up county resources for manual reporting, backup, and maintenance, and a potential for future streamlined data entry processes and documentation storage. Then we have a little snippet that will show just some of the dashboard features that we found interesting. If I can, if it'll play and have sound. Did it come up? So this is what a home dashboard looks like, and hopefully sound will come out.
Now, Sean, the departments would be able to access this dashboard then?
Mhm.
So that would probably save you guys a lot of time with reports and
Currently, we have
answering questions.
17 executive view users. So yeah, they would be able to look at their information in lifetime. I think they can now. It's just not as
Right.
user friendly. And we're not going to get any sound. Sorry.
Okay.
We tried to do screenshots. We tried to do.
Little CC
Button.
in the blue bar, there you go.
Okay. Let me go back to where we started.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, you're getting captions.
That's fine.
But yeah, it was a good presentation. It enhances the features that we have and still keeps the ones that we use on a daily basis. As far as for data entry and
No zero, it sounds like zero down.
Yeah.
Zero, yeah, and IS is great with it.
Jeff was extremely happy with it
Great.
because they have to go around to each individual terminal to update. The last couple of times we've had updates in our system.
There was no downside and it's cheaper. That's great.
So it's anywhere just like
Because it's a cloud-based, yeah.
Are,
And you can still use the original interface
Mhm.
if somebody's more comfortable with it.
that's great.
That won't change for you. You will still use MIP like you do now.
And just being,
Type of system.
Yeah, we can do everything we used to do, and what we do in our current system, and continue to use our old interface that has these clunky step-by-step processes.
Mhm.
So you still have the old interface? We have both. Okay.
Yep, we'll be able to utilize both. They speak to each other live in both systems. So
Are there any downsides that you're aware of?
it's not the top of the line software. We're settling, but it's a huge improvement on what we have currently.
yeah.
Okay. And hopefully the learning curve isn't too steep because you're already in MIP.
We're hoping not, but we do have, like I said, we do have training available to take advantage of that. Also, And then once we're trained, then we will go to the executive users and train them.
Great.
Do you feel like this is just a Band-Aid for a while? Like how many, what's the lifespan of this? What do you think?
Well, we're already 20 some years into it. So as long as MIP can keep upgrading and hopefully more often than every 5 years, we can make it work. 5 years ago, they didn't have the budget module. 5 years ago, they didn't have simple features like the F5 and F6, which we use every day, which is just copy features. But when you're having to sit there and type across the row of 10 columns, and you can just hit one button and it copies an entire row up above, you don't want to go backwards and have to do that. 10, 11 years ago, when I went out and viewed the MIP cloud version, all it was journal entries. So they've made strides.
Are they doing well as a company? Like, I mean, they've been around for a while, it seems like, so that's,
I think recently they've shown huge improvements in their research and development on their new interfaces, and they're continuing to come out with more and more upgrades
great.
more frequently. So I think they're on the uphill.
Terrific. Thank you. This
Yeah,
is
thank
really
you.
encouraging.
That was it. We just wanted to
Appreciate
let you
that.
know.
Yeah, so the contract's under the threshold that you would see, but we wanted to have her share what they're working on. So
Yeah, thank you.
what's the timeline? Did you say the timeline?
Nighttime.
I'm gonna say 60 days we'll have it up.
Okay.
That's great. It's great news because you're right. The last time we were seriously having this conversation was before the cyber attack, and it was over $500,000.
I just finally got rid of that binder. I was like, nope, it's gone away.
Okay,
Okay,
all right. Thank you.
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Commissioner Weekly updates. Do you have anything for us?
I will give you an update on the campaign for TLT. We are waiting. I've met with Doug and Patty a couple times. This week we met with Larry Oswald. He's joining the PAC team. MJ is going to join, and maybe a few other people. And so we met this week and talked about the campaign, the PAC name, and we settled on a fair share for tourism, which is good and catchy. There were several other possibilities, but that was the most memorable one and the easiest one to talk about. I think it was the best choice. And we have some information that I am working up that I'll be happy to pass around and share that would be for a flyer for. And so the idea being that we could take some of it and pull out for the county, we could pull out what's just factual, and then have another document that's also, meant to encourage people to vote. And we have a list of community events, opportunities to go and talk about this. So I would like to pass this around to you and Aaron and see which times and meetings, et cetera, that you guys would be willing to do. We would like to have somebody do a very, very basic website. Once we have a document that we can link to, we'd like to have somebody do, you've probably encountered there are some like do-it-yourself websites.
I did
that are
my campaign, so I did a
perfect.
Works page.
So we were,
I'm not offering.
yeah, that is what we were wondering, if you would be willing to do that. And also if we put together the text for the material, if you would do some kind of little graphic. Excellent. Okay.
Anything
So-
to save a little money.
Yeah, we have about, in the PAC account, we have about 7,000. Doug thinks we'd be better off with 10. We're not, because it's just 2 months, we're not planning to do everything. We're not at this point planning political signs. We have a long list of appearances. We have a budget.
Facebook page.
Yes.
I can help you with that if you want.
Thank you. Yes, we do want that. Yeah, I think, and what we're able to do in the budget, will depend on money also, but it's not, it's pretty bare bones. Patty is going to do the Home and Garden Show, which she's great at, and MJ volunteered to help, and they are hoping that you and Aaron will sign up for shifts at the Home and Garden Show. I'm out of town that weekend. I feel bad about that because not conveniently, because I love doing stuff like that with Patty. She's so fun, but I can't do it because it's a thing I can't change. So anyway, we're moving forward. We have Doug and Patty are I think as of today they are in Arizona at spring training. So that's their first real vacation since Doug retired from being a commissioner and everything else. So we'll meet together again on the 14th. So as far as I know, everything is moving forward. Other than that, Doug checked with Christy and said that we don't have a number yet.
Okay.
So he needs the number to start the pack. But we don't have a number yet, and I think we're waiting from council to provide the number to the clerk. Is that?
That is where it would come from. We filed one required document. There's a second document. I don't think it's filed yet, and that might be the one that generates the number.
Okay.
But I can check with Christy on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and if that could be, I don't know when that comes, but we.
Yard signs? Yard signs?
No.
Okay.
Although we did talk about the possibility of a couple of big, like 4x4s.
Banners.
Yeah, or like the Averill property, assuming he says yes.
I think that's a good idea. A
couple big 4x4
Mhm.
rather than a bunch of little ones.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Great.
You mentioned some information that was going to be pulled out and used for the county. Nan is assisting with the preparation of the one pager that we will post online. And so if you have stuff that you're pulling out of whatever you're working on that is appropriate for county stuff, if you could share that with her.
Absolutely. Yeah. And maybe we'll be able to use hers also for the.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to her.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think that's all I got on that.
All right. I'm gonna have some ideas that we can.
Good.
I don't have right now, but maybe short reels for Facebook or something like that. We can
Yeah,
put together
that'd be
pretty
great.
quickly with either you and I and the
Mhm.
or the people.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So what do you think the date, like, when's the next meeting? When do you think the next date, like, when we're gonna kick this out?
The
It's
next
just gonna
meeting,
be a slow roll. We're gonna do a little bit.
well, the next meeting's the 14th.
Okay.
We have to have the ballot number to start the pack. And we should circulate this list of meetings and decide who's going to what soon, because that's the next 2 months. But it would be nice to have like the fact sheet in hand, but
Yeah.
I think any of us could go to one of these meetings and just talk about
think
it
so,
without
too.
the fact sheet.
Anything else, Rachel?
You?
Not on this.
Okay.
But I do have something on it. I was gonna share, I might just share it today, but I wanna make sure Erin gets as well, but Rachel, as you know, she's gonna laugh at me. I'm always looking, I found a new facility. I found something that would be a great thing for us to develop. Don't laugh yet.
You hear with an open mind, right?
You're gonna love it. So I've heard of this, there's a radar station building near Oceanside that I've heard about for 30 years. I don't know if you've ever been there. And I've heard of this, and I've never been there. And this week, me and Michelle were hiking down at Shore Beach, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna find this thing. So just walked up the road a little bit and walked on the west side and looked up, and I could see it in the trees. It was amazing. Kind of a rough little trail going up there, like an animal trail. I got up there, and it is an 80-foot by a 20-foot structure that is
Wow.
in the woods. That's still there. It's a concrete bunker, basically.
Somebody's found it looks like.
And it's been tagged, unfortunately. And, so this would be one of the bases for the radar. It was like, this was a radar station for submarines and aircraft. Then there was 65, the radio, that's what the antenna looked like,
Okay,
and that's what that is.
okay.
So it's kind of cool. It's intact. There's a lot of pieces there. It's on county property. That was the first thing I was amazed. I looked on my Onyx. It's on Radar Road. That's why Radar Road's called Radar Road. Right across Radar Road is a structure. And if you look at Onyx, this perfect little sliver of land is county owned. So I went to Mike Rice, our surveyor, and he had never seen it, but he heard about it. And so he was able to pull up, and it's actually, it's county property. It's a radar building site, and they got the whole thing. So
That's cool.
I was at a meeting, kind of a casual meeting at Public Works yesterday with Chris and some folks from Oceanside talking about some ideas out there for, TLT, and Nan was there. Nan showed up. I showed this and talked about this with Nan, and she got super excited. And she's been saying she wants to expand some of the cultural sites that we have here. So what I was going to ask of this group is if this is something that we would be willing and interested to give to Nan, because it's our property. We don't have to do anything. We can just start cleaning it up. And she had mentioned that we have a contract with
Trail keepers.
Trail Keepers of Oregon. And I also thought of the veterans groups that have been helping out with the camp cleanups. Have done amazing jobs. And I feel like this is a kind of maybe that she could explore, and with Dan for the trails option for this piece of property that I don't think would cost us much. I mean, I'm having fun doing the research, but it's not something I can champion, but I don't think I need to spearhead it. But I've done some research. There were 65 of these. This one's called B25. I'm sure there's more information. I mean, I figured, and Nan got excited about some kiosks and
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think it's a great
I was just thinking we just pass it on to her and she can report back to us and say it's feasible, it's not feasible,
Yep.
it's interesting. And I can bring it up with Aaron too, but I don't know what your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I think, so would this take TLT money or
I think so.
presumably a little bit?
She
Yeah.
thinks it would fall right into that. She wants some more cultural sites, so like the Native American sites, but also we have such a rich history with and the way of honoring the veterans, instead of having it look like that, I think it'd be nice if we could clean it up.
So I would add this, there's a list forthcoming soon from Nan. I would add this to it. Maybe she already has based on what.
You might have lost that.
Yeah, right. So I would add it to that, and it also shows something else that you're working on in Oceanside. And then I'd be hesitant to start allocating money to it, but certainly we're close to when we're going to start allocating money to things, but definitely get in that
I
list.
think the initial stages would be cleanup, and I think with the trail keepers, we already have a contract with them.
Well, who's this contract? I don't think we do. Is it with Nan?
Yes, it's
Oh,
with
Nan
Nan.
has, okay.
She mentioned that, this is kind of things they would cut a trail in there or find the logging road that was existing. It shows a road
How
here.
did you get up there?
I went straight up
Okay.
on a like an elk
Elk
trail,
trail?
but I could see a road. This road, I don't know how that exists. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Mhm.
But I think, and also I know that veterans group would probably do it for free, at least go in there and maybe assess, and there's some trees leaning on it. So I think the money outlay is not even really an issue at this point. I think that Nan can come back and tell us what she
Okay.
thinks with that, but
Yeah,
I just wanted kind of permission to kind of go.
it's a great idea. Yeah,
So that was pretty exciting.
that is cool. Fun discovery.
Rachel asked me because I love finding new facility things. But I feel like this is, it's unique. If you look on the Rob Trost website, Wendy has also already done a little story on it. So there's very little on the internet about this, but there are some local examples and people talking about it. But unfortunately, the taggers got to it.
Yeah.
But there's so much there, and it's pretty impressive, the size of it.
It might be something good to pull the Pioneer Museum into.
I think the Pioneer Museum and even the blimp hangar. Since it was probably Navy-owned property.
Yeah.
This was when it was deeded back, and we figured, we looked at who the surveyor was, and it's Anderson, who also is memorialized on Anderson Point out there at Cape Lookout. So the survey, that's even an interesting story too. The survey served until 1945.
Do you have the tax lot right there?
Oh, they give you this. We can.
See what I have in there.
Anyways, I thought if we could find more of these. In fact, I was lunch today with a friend and we're like trying to we want to try to figure out, they had 65 on the coast, and the coast is 300 and
Can we
something.
find some more?
How many more do we
Yeah.
need? I know Tebow is a radar station, that's gone. There's one in Coos Bay that I know of that's online, and there's one at Tillamook Head, but it's in Clatsop County,
Mhm.
and that one's like underground. So this is sort of like all connected with Fort Stevens, with
Mhm.
ammunition up there.
Yeah.
So anyways, I thought it was fascinating, and it's something that, and then I think they're looking for something
Mhm.
like this to work on, so.
Have you seen the bunkers on Anderson Hill? You know, the county park behind the Port of Tillamook?
I haven't seen one there, but I've seen them on Port property because that's where the shooting range is for the sheriff's office. We use a bunker for storage.
Okay.
So I've been out there around those
Okay.
bunkers, but I don't know about the one in Anderson
I don't
Park.
know. Well, Anderson Park is, I don't know if it's in Anderson Park,
Okay.
but it's just up there when I've been hiking in
This one
the
was,
park,
okay.
I found them. And so now this conversation is making me think, are those on Port property or are they on our property? Because Anderson Park is county
Yeah.
park property.
I would bet that there were some bunkers on our property up there, and that would be fun to identify. And
Yeah, for
again,
sure.
cultural sites, Nan wants to do a little bit more of that. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. This was a place to share.
That's cool.
So,
Thank you.
and I'll talk to Nan. I'll make sure she puts it on her list so we can talk about the kind of things
Yeah.
we want to do.
Excellent.
All right.
Thanks.
That's all I've got.
Good.
Nothing else. I'll adjourn the meeting. Joel, do you have anything for us? Good of the order? Anything you want to share with us? He's multitasking.
Nothing for the group today, Commissioner. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Joel. All right. We'll adjourn the meeting at 3:06 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.